What's up, everybody? Matchstick Gamer here to review Dragon Ball Super episode 36. I hope y'all enjoyed the episode as much as I did, but let's get into the event. So we picked up where we left off from the last episode of Vegeta fighting Vegeta, the Metal Man from whatever freaking planet he lives on. So Vegeta, of course, is still up in the air in Super Saiyan, obviously extremely hot due to the intense heat Vegeta's body is putting off, and having what appears to be a difficult time breathing. I actually know what Vegeta feels like in a situation because whenever it's hot outside, for me, it feels like the air is much thinner and makes it more difficult for me to personally breathe. So I can honestly say in that situation I actually related to Vegeta. Though his might have been a lot worse because, well, Vegeta's like got lava in his body, so lava's a whole hell of a lot hotter than just a standard hot day outside. Anyway, so everybody is trying to figure out what's wrong with Vegeta. Goku says that Vegeta's having a hard time breathing, he needs to get lower to the ground. Then they all notice that the barrier's doing, they think the barrier's doing something, or specifically, Beerus thinks it is, and then he tries to call out Champa on it, and Champa says, "You agreed to the rules anyways," and then he points to the bottom of the ring where there's constant cool airflow coming in from the bottom, but hot air rises, and since Vegeta's high in the air, obviously he's more in the intense heat area. If he's down on the ground towards where Vegeta is, he breathes probably a little bit easier, not necessarily like it's normal air, but be a little bit easier for him to breathe. So they're slowly coming in. Of course, we see the referee over here trying to take in a little bit of air for the fact it's freaking hot in there. I feel bad for the referee, but you know, whatever. So Vegeta keeps trying to think of a way to win, and then he suddenly decides, okay, I gotta finish this quick, so he decides to try to use a Gallic gun for the first time, and I don't know how long it's been since he last used one, canonically speaking. So anyways, he charges it up, and then he finally fires it. Vegeta then shoots this, like, blast of lava at him, and of course it manages to push the Gallic gun back. Vegeta then sees all this like lava flowing at him. He proceeds to karate chop it basically, which then is like, okay, so I guess Saiyans can survive lava or at least cut through it, but there's no guarantee if they were completely enveloped in it or had to swim in it, they'd be alright. But at the very least we know that if a small layer of it or whatever comes out and they can chop through it. If we were to try that in real life, I guarantee our hand would be burnt to a crisp way before we even got to touch it. Anyways, so Vegeta's, after Vegeta chops through the lava, here comes Vegeta with a piece of the lava that got turned into like solid rock or something, and he whacks Vegeta over the head with like a piece of the rock like it's a club or something. Honestly, I thought they were going to disqualify Vegeta because I thought that would count as a weapon, but apparently not. Though honestly I think it should, but you know, whatever, I ain't the referee. So the after that, Vegeta goes flying down, and he tries to stop, and he narrowly manages to stop, thanks to that. He ends up just stopping inches away from touching the barrier with like using some sort of energies. It's expelling it out of the palm of his hand. So after that, the fight continues a little bit more, and then Vegeta starts increasing his body heat intensely, and then hits Vegeta again, and that causes Vegeta to eventually go towards the outside of the ring on the ground. Anyways, we all think that Vegeta's about to be ring out, and suddenly you hear a tap on the ground. It's like, oh, right, Vegeta lost, and everybody's like, oh, you know, shocked and mad. Beerus even, you know, bitches a little bit per usual. So then we come to find out that the referee goes to jump out, look, and he looks under Vegeta's boot and sees that Vegeta conveniently managed to take a piece of the ring out with him and land on top of it. I did not know that still counted. Boy, if Goku would have known that rule when he was a kid, I don't know how many times that probably would have saved him. But anyways, so he lands on a small piece of the ring with like the center pointed area of his boot. So he proceeds, since he's still in the ring, he gets back up, but he's mad because the rules saved him. He felt like, I don't know what it is, I guess he's just mad that the rules saved him. He felt like he could win under his own merits, no rules necessary. So this, of course, tits off Vegeta. He gets up in the air and then begins to charge up. He breaks the barrier around him, and it falls, of course. because he asked in advance, hey, referee, as long as I don't touch the barrier, I'm still in, right? And of course the referee says yes, and while he's charging it to blow it up, then we see, after it's all done, they're like, let me see, Ciampa goes, you know, why didn't you make the barrier stronger, Vados? And Vados quotes him saying, because you said, quote, why would we need to do that, idiot, or something along the lines of that. Anyway, so that was Ciampa being stupid. So Vegeta then charges up for what's it called, the final flash attack. He gets it all powered up and then shoots it. And of course, this gets Vegeta to the edge of the ring, and he was managing to hold it back some, but then after that, Vegeta charges in and proceeds to try to punch him out. And then he calls Vegeta a piece of metal junk or something along the lines of that, and then Vegeta gets all shocked and confused by this, I guess, and that proceeds to get Vegeta knocked out. Referee checks, and of course, it's still considered he lost, okay? So he, after that, we kind of find, Vegeta comes over there and requests water from Whis. Whis spawns a jar of water, which he goes to drink from. And while this is going down, Whis explains that Vegeta lost because he got his feelings hurt. Apparently, his people are strong, but they have one fatal flaw. They're not mentally strong. By that he means, if you call them names, they suddenly lose the will to fight. They don't like being name-called and being insulted. It hurts their feelings. So Vegeta basically made him lose by calling him a name. So proceeding from there, like, Beerus goes, why didn't you say something about that, Whis? And then, like, Goku goes to eloquently point out that, it wouldn't have been as fun if we would have known that. So, we see Vegeta, who's, like, teary-eyed over there on the other side, and I was like, oh, Vegeta's gonna go over there and apologize, is what I was thinking, but that was just me being stupid. Of course he's not gonna go over there and apologize. That's not his, thing. He doesn't apologize for anything. So, anyways, he leaves Vegeta crying, and then we kind of find out who the next opponent's going to be, but before that, both Goku and Vegeta seem to be looking over at, Hit and thinking, yeah, they don't like the vibe they're getting off of him, so both Goku and Vegeta can tell Hit is going to be one of their toughest opponents they've faced yet. We don't know what Hit is fully capable of still. I mean, we know he easily took out Frost. Granted, Frost just had his ass handed to him by, like, Vegeta. And then prior to that, he fought Piccolo for a little bit. And then before that, he got his butt kicked by Goku. So, yeah, I mean, granted, he was worn out a little bit, but even so, I would estimate, actually, he's about on par with, like, Frieza, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that. Because he put up a little bit better of a fight than anticipated, but I don't know. I may do a video on how strong I think he is, maybe do a collective opinionated guessing amongst other DBZ YouTubers much more well-known than myself, if I can get in touch with any of them, that is. But anyways, we'll see. So, moving forward, so the next opponent, of course, is going to be Kabe, the Saiyan from Universe 6. He looks to be ready to fight, he's serious, and then unfortunately the episode ends there. We have no idea how the fight, of course, will play out. I mean, I don't know if Vegeta will win against Kabe or lose, but either way, if he wins, then you have to face Hit. And bear in mind, it's been advertised that Goku's going to end up facing Hit, so that would mean, or at least imply, that either Vegeta's going to beat Kabe but lose to Hit, or get beaten by Kabe, Goku comes in, beats up Kabe, and then fights Hit. I don't know if Goku will end up losing to Hit or not, but we'll see. But there's all sorts of advertisements everywhere in Japan implying that those two are going to fight indefinitely. So, for any Vegeta fans out there, sorry, that just appears to be how it's going to play out. It's clear with all the advertising that Goku's going to end up fighting Hit, and it's not clear on who will win, or how it will end up being like that. We do know that Goku's still in the fight, of course. If you watched the previous episode, if not, go back and watch that. It'll be clear why he's still in the fight. Anyways, I think that pretty much covers everything in this episode. What did y'all think? Did you like the episode? Did you hate the episode? Did you want the fight to maybe go on a little bit longer? Also, what do you think about the pacing of the series? I have heard some people speculating that with the way the story's going and progressing at a fast pace, it implies that they're going to end it soon. Personally, I don't think it's going to end. I do get where they're coming from, but Toriyama's added too much potential story material for them to end it now. They may be trying to hurry up and breeze through Super, or maybe they'll make a new series that takes place after the end of Z or something, for all we know. And they're saying, oh, we already had GT that did that. Sorry, folks, GT doesn't count the continuity there. I mean, it completely contradicts all sorts of established stuff in the manga. As to where Super, while it does contradict some things here and there, it doesn't contradict as bad as GT did. Anyways, I digress. I'm not here to debate that. Either way, again, what do y'all think, etc. I guess that about covers everything I want to say about the episode. I guess make sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe to the channel, folks. Check out the official Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch pages, all linked down below with per usual in the description. Tune in Wednesday for my review of the manga chapter of Dragon Ball Super that came out, where we'll try to compare the differences and similarities of what happened in the chapter versus the episode that covered what happened in that chapter. So, yeah, I guess that covers everything. So, yeah, peace, guys. Yeah, peace. Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z/Kai, Dragon Ball GT, and Dragon Ball Super are all owned by Fuji TV, Toei Animation, Funimation, and Akira Toriyama. I do not claim to own any of these. The video and any images that appear were used under fair use.